Hello, this is Bree with BS in the Afternoon on Hits 105.5, and it's time for my favorite segment of the day, Music and Mirth. Today I have a special guest with me, Hendy. How are you today?
I'm doing excellent.
Awesome. I'm super excited to have you on the show. You do all kinds of music.
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you been doing music?
Since I was just in grade school. I think my very first musical experience was like the second grade playing viola.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and then from there it evolved into guitar when I was like 12. And then by the time I was 15, I was playing in clubs. I had to have my parents sign, so I would be allowed to play in clubs. And when I was 16, I was teaching at a music store in Lima, Ohio called Zender Cons.
Oh, that's neat.
So yeah, I started teaching at 16.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what instruments do you play?
I'm a guitarist, bass guitar, anything guitar related, pretty much.
Okay. And you're good enough to teach a long time ago. And so now you must be an expert.
Well, I don't know. I'm with the technology today. You can pretty much. I teach people how to teach themselves. Everybody learns differently. Some people are auditory, some people are visual, and some are a combination.
Yeah.
And so I just try to share what I know and to help them, so they don't need to keep coming back. They can teach themselves.
Yeah. So I love your music. I think you're a vibe.
Thank you.
And since I've gotten to talk to you today, I think you're a vibe in person too. So that's awesome. I think, where are you from again?
I grew up in Lima, Ohio. I was actually born overseas on an Air Force base.
Oh, that's cool. That's super cool. And you live in Wapak now, right?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
And so where do you play some of your gigs? Where do you usually play?
I'm kind of a lake rat. I play where Wapak is located. I'm halfway between Indian Lake and Grand Lake. This past few years, I tend to play more around Grand Lake.
Yeah.
Duckfoots, Boardwalk, Eagles, you name it.
Yeah.
Brew Nation?
Yes, that's my favorite place ever. Shout out to the Nations right there. And it's a vibe there too, for sure, when you go in there, isn't it? Just a neat experience.
It's amazing, and I got a great story for you.
Okay.
Vance Nation, the owner,
Yep.
also owns a company called Lake Rat Brewing.
Mm-hmm.
They named a beer after me.
What?
Yes, I know. I remember when he first made it, I was like, what if this gives you a hangover or something? He's been making it for 7 years, and it's called Downtown Hendy Brown.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I was flattered. And he still makes it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm not a big beer fan, but I will drink their wine there. That's for sure. Mm-hmm. They have a great selection.
Yeah, I actually prefer wine myself.
You prefer wine too?
I really do. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Reds.
good. Yeah, those reds are always good. Mm-hmm. I got a white wine the other day, and I was so disappointed in myself. It was awful. Anyway, so that's good. I don't know if you know that I lived in Salina before I moved to Sydney, and so I am a lake rat. I call myself a lake rat myself, and I love following the local bands in the area, and especially it seems like all the good musicians tend to sway towards the water.
Absolutely. It's you've got the open air, especially playing outside under the Duck Dome or Boardwalk or Moeller Brew Barn.
Yeah.
Those are regular stops of mine.
Yeah, exactly. So you are obviously a seasoned musician, and you play a lot of different types of music. We were just trying to figure out what songs we were going to play. But what's your favorite type of music to play?
I'm not a genre snob. I love anything that's done well. I respect all different types of music. It depends on the mood or the environment, I guess. I grew up during classic rock and funk, Motown.
Yeah.
And I got a chance to play in an 8-piece horn band. It was a ton of fun.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, and we did shows with Bob Marley's old band, the Wailers.
Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah. One night I ended up in a limousine with Earth, Wind, and Fire's saxophone player and their drummer. We played the Columbus Salsa Fest, and they were hanging out. And they said, hey, come on with us. We'll go to the Blue Note, Columbus. And there I was.
Just hanging out.
Yeah.
That's cool, living the musician life.
It was, yeah, it's a passion.
Yeah. I don't have any musical talent. I tried. I was in voice lessons growing up. I was in all the things that you could think of. But I just have no talent for music, but I love it. I guess that's why I'm a DJ.
It's good for you. I mean, music sound is good for your body. It's good for your
Yep.
mind. You know, obviously the right vibes and right sounds. But yeah, I mean, it's part of our humanity.
Awesome. And so where can people find your music if they're looking for you?
I have a Facebook page, and it's Hendy Jams, and there's a little bit of everything on there. I mean, there's videos when I was with the 8-piece horn band. There's solo material. There's duo. There's the Eagles tribute band that I just had the privilege of being invited to play on a last minute notice about a month ago.
That's awesome. And so when are you playing with them?
Um, the next show that I'm going to be playing, they're called the New Kids in Town, will be in October. The date's not set exactly for sure, but
Okay.
Matt Ledbetter, Grammy-winning dobro player, is going to be there. Brad and Lori Lambert. I mean, there was 8 of us on stage the last time,
Oh, that's
and it
awesome.
was standing room only. It was so much fun.
So you're name dropping, and I like that. So who is have you ever been starstruck by anyone that you've been around?
Yes. I went and saw a guy by the name of Tommy Emmanuel in Greenville.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it was in a very big venue. I mean, it was a theater, and I was literally moved to tears. I was jaw dropped at the same time. A friend of mine used to be a guitar teacher in New Bremen, and he passed away maybe 7 years ago. And he had his students, and we all went to the Tommy Emmanuel concert, and I had never really heard Tommy. And that was when I was first introduced to him, and I was just absolutely, it made me want to throw my stuff in the dumpster. I mean, that's how he's on a different planet.
Yeah.
Different wavelength is what I call it.
That's awesome.
But he's just an amazing acoustic player and just an incredible human being.
I once watched an acoustic guitar player play with his teeth. Have you seen something like that?
I've seen it probably all. Yeah, I've seen it.
You're like, yeah, I have.
Probably. I can't say I have, but I've seen it attempted.
Yeah, attempted. That's awesome. That's super cool. I'm just glad that you're on the show today. I'm really excited that you're here, and that we've gotten some time to share with you, and learn a little bit about you. But what do you do for fun when you're not doing music? Is that even a thing?
Absolutely. I work out.
I work out.
Yeah, I work out.
Okay.
Yeah, I love to, try and take care of my old meat suit, is what I call it.
That's hilarious. The meat suit. I love that. I don't work out in my spare time. But I always have the intention to. I am always intending on working out. I make the plans. I'll even have my friends will be like, yeah, we're going to walk in the morning and then we're going to go to the gym. But it never happens. So I am impressed with you. And having a hobby like that is not something to bat an eye at. Is that even a saying? I think it is. But yeah, so that's exciting. So not only are you a musician, but you're also like healthy.
For my age, that's what my doctor says. My last physical, he said, just keep doing what you're doing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's good because musicians tend to party a lot.
Yeah, and I'm guilty as charged in the day. I mean, now that I'm almost 65, I mean, everything in moderation. It's
Yeah.
like anything.
Okay, and so do you have any advice for any upcoming musicians?
Yeah, just the more networking you can do, and that's what I love to do. I love to engage local musicians. You've heard of the Temple of Tolerance in Wapak?
Yeah.
The Rock Garden?
Absolutely
I mean, they've
love
had
that
everybody
place.
from Bruce Springsteen to Nine Inch Nails there to, you never know who would show up. But just meeting different local players when I'm playing different clubs and stuff, we all, it's like a giant family. It really is. I mean, we help each other out. There's guys that are up and coming. I say, hey, you may want to talk to this owner about getting, the open mic nights they start with. And
Yeah.
then it evolves into, paying gigs for them.
No, that's awesome. Okay. Well, I've loved getting to know you today.
Thank you. I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Why did you pick me? Of all the humans on the
On
planet.
all the humans on the planet. Why pick you? So, I actually got your information from Emmy and Neil, and they said you should check him out, and so I did.
Wow. Yes, I go to some of their shows occasionally. See,
Yeah.
I didn't know that. See,
Yeah.
now I gotta
Yeah, him, and then
thank them.
Mark Cantwell was on the show, and he said the same thing and mentioned your name, and I was like, I
Yeah,
gotta
Mark,
find these guys.
that's like my music family. I mean, we all kind of play the same venues, and
Yep.
and you know, the local circuit, the Schifferly Roads, the Nashville Crushes,
Yep.
the
Yeah.
locals.
Yeah, and so for this segment, what we usually do is I try to find local musicians, artists, things like that, and I want to get to know them and share their story with everybody. And when I started listening to your music, I was like, this guy's sharp. I got this. So we need to have him on the show. And so that is absolutely why we were like, yeah, come on over. And I'm glad that you agreed to be on the show today.
Thank you. It's so flattering. I have no idea. I'm like, what? It is. It's fun for me. It really
Yeah.
is.
Well,
Appreciate
and that's what it's all about. I say we're not here for a long time, but we're here for a good time.
it. Sign me up.
Yes. All right. We'll be back on BS in the afternoon right after this on Hits 105.5.